That injury did suffer early on in the national trial when Kenneth Waiswa hit him. Hopefully, Bilal can be ready for Jazzy. Hopefully, Roger Mukasa can continue to work hard, get time to hit more balls, at least 300 balls every day in the nets, and continue to show us the old Roger Mukasa. I liked his morning innings, not very fluid, but he was getting bat on ball. And of course, little Lady Luck was on his way as well. He got some thick edges to the boundary. Time out in the middle is priceless, and Roger Mukasa knows that very well. But the energies he did bring in the field as well, we will see that in the second innings as well. He's a man you don't want to push out of the setup. You ask him to jump if you want to let him go. I'm happy the selectors. What a good fielding display from the deep right there, Dennis. Isaac Okpe, brother to the captain Sylvester Okpe. A little acrobatic stuff there. In that particular over, there is the 15th over. Uganda brings up their 100. It's 101 for 5. Pascal Mulungi and Munir Ismail yet to find the boundary, but they are moving at a 100% strike rate. Pascal with 12 from 11. It's Munir taking it a little slow. He's got 9 from 21. Pedestrian knock in a T20 match. Let's see what he can do with 5 overs to go. From a possible 148, the current run rate says the projected score that the Uganda select will get will be 134. Workers corner. Maximum for Uganda select. Pascal Marunji thinking it's about time to go. Breaks the shackles of his innings with a mighty 6. Beg your pardon, it is Munir, not Pascal. Power again from Munir, no connection whatsoever. Given flight from Adereji Sesan. He's drawing him into big shots. He's asking him to hit another big one. Just he goes again, straight to the man, jumps so high. Unfortunately, that was moving also very quickly through the air. The jump is in vain. Was 6 more runs to the total of the Uganda select. That is the end of over number 16, young Munir Ismail, taking a liking to the bowling of Adedeji Sesan and smoking him out of the park twice in the same region. Bring up the score to 114 for 5 after 16 overs. From having a strike rate of 40, Munil's strike rate moves up to 77 because of those 2 sixes. You look around the park and look at the men in green, Kaduna State, still full of energy, irrespective of the fact that they did put in a tougher shift in the morning.
The new bowler for Kaduna State, Isaac Okpe. Man was put to the sword in his first spell by Zephania Arenaitwe, but he's back into the attack.
$115 for 5. Good lines there, being hit by Isaac Okpe. Played very lazily by Munir. Isaac Okpe, one of the big boys, one of the players that do play for the Nigerian side as well. This Kaduna State, they are not champions by mistake. They have classy players littered around the park that do turn out for the Nigerian squad. They call themselves the Green and Yellow Boys. I was dipping in on him. He hoiked it, square leg, looking to hit it to the next track, going to Ginger. Zephania's knock being the difference in this innings thus far. That little blitz from him. Here it comes. Chance for a catch. Straight to the man. Rather an ugly slog that didn't find the middle of the bat.
Muneo Ismail trying to go big there, but this time he didn't get the distance and the height, and is only able to send the ball under the throat of Yusuf Gashon, who takes a very simple catch. The first wicket for Isaac Okpe. But Muneo also played a very good hand. Some 2 mighty sixes. He went out for 22 of 30 balls, but with some 2 big sixes on top of the facility here around LUGOGO. The new batter for Uganda select team is Suga Siraj.
Once upon a time, Subuga Siraje, very hand with the bat. We've seen him with his semi-professional stints in Mombasa, in Nairobi, and more recently in Kigali. He is that type of player who can grit out an innings. He's not been able to do that for Uganda. We last saw him do that type of job in the under-19 colors. 2017 in Nairobi. It's the first time Subuga will be batting at this number 8, in a long while. Change, end of the over. End of the over. 118 for 6 after 17 overs. 3 overs left in this innings, Dennis. Projected score is 140. Can Uganda get the 23 runs from the 3 overs with just 4 wickets in hand? You talked about Agamire. I thought he would be the right man to come in at this particular time, but the coach asked Siraj to come out.
Pascal Moronji loses his wicket there, bowled by Jimmy Adinoy. There's still at least 3 more overs left in this game, so the Cricket Cranes, the Uganda A side is only on 118 for 7. Might not be enough against Kaduna State because Kaduna got 126 in the morning. Uganda chasing it down very easily with 9 balls to spare. Therefore, there is no need of leaving resources behind. You need to see through the game and make sure that they put on a very good total.
The fall of Pascal Murungi leaves Uganda select with 2 new batters in the middle. With a number 9 batsman coming in, I'd like to think is the last all-rounder in the Ugandan setup for this particular blitz. It's Jonathan Kiza out in the middle to join Siraj Nsubuga. Jonathan Kiza will be on strike immediately. He likes to play his shots, Jonathan, like any other bowler. He's given out fast ball, trapped in front. Playing completely a wrong line. 140 becoming increasingly impossible. Yellow Greens picking up 2 wickets of 2 successive balls. Hat-trick time for the Yellow Greens, and it's that man Jimoy who is on a hat-trick. To ball to Richard Agamire. Does Agamire look to block out the ball? Does he look to hit him out? Agamire gives it a full straight bet into the covers. Hat-trick ball kept out. Chance to run, Siraj Nsubuga. He wants to hog some of the strike. That's why he finds himself in a spot where he's trying to run at every hit from the players. Another dot ball. Back end of the innings in the T20, Dennis. You don't see so many dot balls. I think they're inevitable in this case. Because if they don't bat and get to 130 at least, another chance to run. Siraj and Subuga don't run because it was hit straight to the field at point. And that is the end of over number 18, 118 for 8. Two overs left in the innings, Dennis. If you are the coach or one of the players out there in the middle, what is the gettable score that you can defend as Uganda select here?
Big shot there from Subuga Siraji, who decides to take matters into his own hands. Hitting the gap at cow corner for a 4. Not very sure from the umpire. Two more overs in the game, at least 11 more deliveries for Subuga and Agamire to negotiate. Innocent, like you were asking, just 122. I don't know if it could be enough. There was some good batting, only some brave bowling by the Uganda select team at the back end of the innings helped drag that game back. But Adimola at the top of the order and the captain Sylvester Okpe had taken the game to Uganda, and they looked good for a very big total until Richard Agamire and Jonathan Kiza came back and bowled very well. So I think the Uganda select team will need to bowl very, very well to make sure that they keep the Nigerians quiet.
Four dot and 1 is how this over reads thus far. Another 3 balls left. Isaac Okpe flying at 9.14 runs per over. Richard Agamire hitting it straight long off. He gets off the mark and gives the strike back to the man who is hungrier of the two to find the rope. Just 2 wickets for the Yellow Greens to wrap this up. He goes very hard. Chance for a direct hit that would have sent Siraj back in the heart. Fortune favors the brave. He ran. He survived. Living dangerously, but runs will do for the team Uganda here. Any runs in whichever way they can get them. Bumper ball to end the over. Hitting the hard length from Isaac Okpe to end his spell with 2 for 33. 2 for 34 to be exact. 19 overs played here at the home of cricket, LUGOGO Cricket Ground. 125 for 8. Last over to be bowled. We know very well, morning game, Kaduna set 126. Was just down. Uganda winning with 9 balls to spare. A big 7-wicket win for Uganda Select. All the batters contributing and getting into the 20s there. Getting a start and making it count. Felt sorry for Zephaniah, who slogged out and was caught in the deep while on 40 from 21 with the bowling at his mercy. He should have converted a little more. 1 run to start things up. Agamire and Insubuga looked like they wanted to come through for the second, but Insubuga trusts Agamire to do some scoring as well. Yes, runs will do. They reached the score that Uganda did score in the morning game to win that match, as they were chasing 126. Now 127 for 8 with 4 balls left in the innings. Siraja goes big. He could go only as far as covers, where the catch is duly taken. Where Daniel Jim takes a running catch, running backwards. Good skill levels shown by Daniel Jim to cling onto that one. Some of the hardest chances. Reading earlier on the line on the YouTube channel, the world watching from Nigeria, West Africa, crying out to the captain, Sylvester Okpe, to give Daniel Jim more of the ball, because he is that type of bowler who doesn't try to do too much. He doesn't experiment. He wants to bowl one line and go away. Take care of the business. The Yellow Greens enjoy the hurdle. They clap because they know they have kept things a little quiet for Team Uganda, who were flying at 8.9, almost 9 runs per over. Looked like they could get to the 160, 180 mark region. They clawed back into the game after that swashbuckling knock from Zephaniah. And Uganda is now 127 for 9. Last man in, Gerard Mubiru. That's when Dennis asks you, why are you running? Gerard Mubiru Dennis, another exciting player. Bats right-handed, balls left-handed, balls left arm. And he's a spinner. Every time I've had a chance to be with him on the same tour, I've given him a couple of skills that can help him in his career. This is hit to the boundary. 4 runs.
Innocent, I hope that the skills you've been giving Gerald hasn't taken them very serious, because your skills have taken you very far in the newsroom, but not so far on the cricket pitch.
I don't know why I am not still playing at this level. Education and life happened. Tail of the tape for many of our other players and our age mates. And so you've got to give it up for players like Frank Nsubuga, Colin Zoboya, who have played on international level until this time. End of the first innings, 131 for 9 is the score. Kaduna State will need 132 to win. at 6.6 runs per over. If you ask me, is it gettable? Yes. With the talent in their squad like Isaac Danladi, the Okpe brothers, these Nigerians can pick up a necessary victory on a tour that has been exciting but tough for them because they are yet to pick up any score, any victory. Look out in the batting of Uganda, and it was that man, Adenaito Zephania, who stood tall to show them that he is the king of power play. 28 from 13, 4 boundaries and 1 6. Roger Mukasa came and went. 1 ball to the boundary. Next ball clean balled by Isaac Okpe. Anolo Tuani didn't score too many. He was out for 3 of 6. The captain Frank Akankwasa getting 18 of 16, but trapped leg before wicket for 18. Next man in also got 18. Cyrus Kakuru, 18 from 19. Emil Ishmael scored 22. Very adventurous there with 2 big hits out of the park. And then Pasco Murungi, the captain of the baby cricket side that was in the World Cup in the Windies, getting 16 from 17. And from there, the rest of the men, single digits, a duck for Sirajan Subuga, and another unbeaten one from Gerard Mubiru. Well, that is the tail of the tape from the batting. Then with the bowling, Jimo Abdulrahman Adinoy getting 5 wickets, 5 for 25 in his 4-over spell, including a maiden. His only blemish there, Dennis, he did bowl 6 wides. Move those 6 wides, it could have been much better. And now, Okpe Isaac, 2 for 34, and the brother, the captain, Sylvester Okpe Ame, with 2 for 16. That is it from Lugogo Cricket Ground for the first innings. We'll be back in a jiffy with the second innings as Nigerians, Kaduna State, the state champions, look to pick up a necessary win on this tour. We'll be back in a jiffy.
Jarabi. Uno naba mazagocha webake. zulukuka alamu enkanze n'okunkanga okujukira alamu etuuse yagadde okugisumuuzizamuogamba oluli entebe baagitebandese yennyini nenziraawo nenengolerawo paka bbiri so mugenda mandinga emu babiri kyokka nga waliwo ebbiri olaba eno ye eba tukola tukyusakyusa emu yawe static just sikyayagala nzize sikyayagala mpikwange
Innocent Daoul.
Steven, camera yange etudeko
We're back for the second inning, 132, the requirement for Kaduna State. Uganda failing to pace that chase, the setting of runs very well, because they started so well on the back of a quick fire 28 off 11 balls from Zephania United. But unfortunately, they were not able to capitalize on the middle overs and build good partnerships to help them put in a total that is bigger than 132. Nonetheless, we'll find out if Kaduna State can be able to overhaul 132 and pick up what would be their first win of the series, but also a win that would square the T20 series 1-1 after losing the first game by 7 wickets. Richard Agamiro opened the bowling for the Uganda select team from the Ginger Road end, from the Shell end. Starts up with a freebie and easily put away by Isaac Danadi for 4. Just struck that on the ground. All Roger Mukasa can do is run down there and retrieve the ball. First runs for Kaduna State. I'm still joined by Innocent Daula here in the commentary for this game. The final game of the tour will be tomorrow afternoon here at the LUGOGO Cricket Oval. A T20 game as well to conclude this series.
Very good stop there in the deep. The bats are on fire from the Nigerians. They start with the boundary and they pick up another couple of. Richard Agamire will know very well that he cannot afford to bowl in the zone up front, because anything within a hitting range for the Yellow Greens will be smoked out of the park. So Roger Mukasa fetching the first ball from the boundary ropes into the tennis club, court number 4. Do some hard running. Better length from a man they call Sean, Richard Agamire. Cut with all his might. That is still traveling. Could reach the police headquarters here at Ginger Road. More runs to the total for Nigeria. The Nigeria state champions Kaduna, who are having an opening over made in heaven. Wide, The umpire spreads his arms out to indicate the extra run to the state champions from Nigeria, Kaduna, because the delivery was wild. That was swinging. Little light on it. Big hit again. There's a desperate diving effort that finds the boundary. And well. Runs have been flowing. This opening over. Kaduna are men on a mission. And like I said, this is the best over of the match thus far. 17 runs coming from the opening over. 17 for no loss. A 1 over. If they continue batting at this rate, the game could be done and dusted in the next 9 to 10 overs. The 1 wide, 1 no ball in the over. Then Danladi Isaac getting 7 runs already from the 2 balls he's faced. He had a boundary first ball and 3 runs on the next ball. Yusuf Gashon has 8 from 5 deliveries with 2 boundaries. The series will be concluded tomorrow and not on Wednesday. Tomorrow afternoon, the last T20 will be played. If Nigerian champions Kaduna can level the series here, that will be interesting to see them play a series decider tomorrow against Uganda Select. Here is over number 2. The captain introduces himself into the attack after his opening bowler going for 17. Frank Akankwasa starts up with a dot ball. Bowling that blind line. Ball turning from the legs to the middle stump region. Flaka Kankwasa giving himself the responsibility and ready with 3 dot balls. He must continue working hard to make amends for the opening over that was smoked for 17. Big support coming from the boundary at the long on area. Zephania Arinaitwe urging on his skipper. He calls him danger. Since the management team led by the head coach calling him AK. I think they refer to an AK-47 gun that is always loaded and always willing to deliver. He must deliver now. It's an important one for Uganda Select to win and wrap up the T20 series with a match to spare. They tried to run for a run, never there. Hits with a full face straight to the man at mid-off. First over up. It is Frank Akankwasa that does the business with the maiden for Team Uganda. Necessary maiden to bring things back into proper equation. 17 for no loss after 2 overs. Thanks to a maiden from Frank Akankwasa, who's tried to make amends after Richard Agamire went for 17. White ball to start things up. They run through extra runs. That moves the score to 19. Jonathan Kiza replacing Richard Agamire from the KFC end. Hit over the top. That will have 2 bounces to the scoreboard. Goes all the way into the nets. The training facility here at Lugogo. Hit over and above the top. Isaac Danladi with his second boundary. The innings in this all-important chase for the Yellow Greens. Another chance to run. Throw. Hesitation there. If he had thrown it into the keeper's gloves, someone could have been sent packing.
Do not forget that the ICC Cricket Challenge League B tournament will be happening in Kampala from June the 14th to the 28th. Uganda will be in action for their first game against Jersey on June 17th. And the big one you should never miss, or you shouldn't miss if you love cricket. Uganda will be taking on Kenya on the 26th here at the Lugogo Cricket Oval. Some good pace there from Jonathan Kiza. He has so far troubled Isaac Danladi, who's not been able to pick him up. Change in the field, you can see there are some wise words from Roger Mukasa to Frank Akankwasa. They decide to bring the third man up, the fine leg up, so that they have some extra protection on the offside. A lot of wisdom in this team. Arnold Otwani has captained Uganda before. Good work there for Monero Ismail in covers. Arnold Otwani, Roger Mukasa. A lot of wise heads that Frank Akankwasa can use to help him in the game. Pascal Murungi, captain of the I-19 side. So there's a lot of leadership across the park. Muniru Ismail, the vice captain of the I-19 side when they qualified for the World Cup in Rwanda. So there's a lot of wisdom in the team. The good over here from Jonathan Kiza and Frank Akankwasa too. Good shot. The fine leg has been brought up and Jonathan Kiza strays on the pads. Beautifully clipped there by Isaac Danladi.
Three overs gone. 27 for no loss. Isaac Danladi and Yusuf Gashon controlling things here. They already have 5 boundaries to their name. Quiet Red stays with 6. The best bowlers of Uganda select. Not finding the right full lines and lengths. Jonathan goes for 10 after Agamire went for 17. And now here the captain is back to control things after bowling a maiden in his first over. Continues from where he stopped. Frank Akankwasa, Mr. Damage Controller, Mr. AK, had the players referring to him as danger. The dive not good enough.
The first run scored of Frank Akankwasa's bowling. A single there from Yusuf Gashon. It's much better batting and approach there from Yusuf Gashon and Isaac Danladi so far. They are prodding away at the people slowly but surely. But most of the runs for KADUNA have always been scored by the top order. What they have got to do is make sure that they make it count by batting for such a long time so that they had the opposition. In a lot of the games, they've been leaving a lot of work for the middle and late order, which doesn't have the power to get them over the line. Four overs down, KADUNA State 29 for no loss. They are in pursuit of 132. The bowling change from the Shell from the Shell Road end. The new bowler is Nsubuga Siraj. Body and soul there from Munir Ismail, but he could have hurt himself. I think the physio will need to come on, just check on him. Big shot there from Isaac Danladi, picking up that short delivery from Nsubuga Siraj, half tracker, and he drops it over the head of Pasco Murungi. Very, very good intent here from Kaduna State. I'm sure they want to go back home with at least one win from this tour. And this one looks very much in sight. Already the requirement is below 100 runs, and they have at least 16 overs to go in the game. Good over, that one from Kaduna State for Kaduna. For no loss. After 5 overs, Uganda will need to get more tight if they're going to be able to defend that total of 132, because everything that has been bowled poorly has been taken on by Yusuf and Isaac Danladi. Therefore, the captain, Franka Kankwasa, needs to make sure that his bowlers bowl very tight if they're going to be able to win this game. One or two overs could make it difficult for Kaduna State. 4 tidy overs, 2 or 3 tidy overs could take that run rate, the requirement, up, and that would mean that that Kaduna batters have to do something special for them to be able to win the game. Medical break again for Isaac Danladi, who seems to have had, probably got something after swinging. He seems to be in some pain. He will not be able to continue, unfortunately. I can see the umpire signaling for a change. His shoulder might have popped out after swinging, and he looked to be the batter who was going very, very well. But unfortunately, he may have to go out and take a medical break. The situation is 37 for no loss, Kaduna State in pursuit of 132. Just 5 overs gone. Kashom has not been very comfortable against the spin. It's Isaac Danladi who had taken the attack to everyone who has so far bowled for the Uganda select side. But unfortunately, he has to go out for a medical check. And he's gone. Yusuf Gashon never looked comfortable against the spinners, trying to go over the infield. But unfortunately, he can't have the distance over them. He's gone. Simple catch for Gerard Mobiru in covers. Isaac Danladi was replaced by Adidei Sesan. Hopefully that the physio can work on him and he gets to return, because they need him. The new batter is Adimola Onikoi for the Kaduna State team.
37 for 1 after the man they call Danger Strikes, the captain of this young side, the Uganda select, Frank Akankwasa, happy and in a good mood today, this afternoon. His spell of 3 overs has gone for just 3 runs with 1 maiden, and he's been able to claim the prize scalp of Yusuf Gashon, who's been caught by Gerard Mubiru off the bowling of Frank Akankwasa. 37 for 1 at the end of the power play. So overs are played here. Kaduna need 95 runs from 85 balls. Quick mathematics tells me they need 6.7 runs to the over. You don't run off a misfield because that was thrown back very quickly by the captain. They could have been in trouble, the Nigerians there. Ademola Onikoi, once upon a time a captain of the Yellow Greens, not a stranger in Kampala. He actually knows his way to Naguru. Big hit, flashing blade of Sesan. Rajan Suga bowling a mixed bag, and he pays the price. Another short ball, powerfully hit in the deep. There is cover, there is deep square leg, and there's a man in mid wicket. They run across to stop that one from crossing the boundary. But if you ask me, that was a very poor delivery. Power packed, these Nigerians. They love to hit a long ball out of the park. Onikoi and Sesan. After getting the boundary, go down and go for the singles. So the ball sits in a good place. The first one is quick. The throw is electric from the boundary. End of over number 7. 43 for 1. Frank Akankwasa is back to finish things here. Shot over length, but cut straight to the man. There won't be runs. Right into the block hole. Well kept out. San giving Akankwasa a straight bat. Loses grip of the ball from Akankwasa. Doesn't bowl that one. Dries up those fingers and straight back into his run-up. Chance for run out. Delicate shot from the Adede Yisesan. within control for both sides. Nigeria have as many as 9 resources. It's 9 wickets in hand. Uganda piling on the dot balls. Dot balls win matches in T20 cricket. Very well bowled, Frank. That dot ball effectively getting the run rate that is required to 7 per over. Creeping out of the 6s, it goes to 7 per over. Hit straight down the ground. There's a late dive from Akankwasa. And Frank Akankwasa ends his spell, gets a big clap from Coach Lawrence Matlane because he captain today his return figures of 1 for 5 in 4 overs. Very parsimonious. He's given a 1 run every over. And he's even had a maiden to his credit. What about Danger? I think that's why his teammates call him Danger. Coach preferring to call him AK. Eight overs gone, 45 for 1. So Uga Siraje is back. Another a third shot. Slapped to long off. They'll run through very quickly. They'll get the run. Wise cricket from the Nigerians noticing that the required rate is climbing slowly by the ball, by every over. Another quick run. 3 singles already in the over. Finally, Siraje, who's bowled a better over this time round, gets his first dot ball in the over. Big swing, big miss from Ademola Onikoi. He looked high up in the heavens. Gave it a good hoik, missed everything, lucky to still be there. The running is good between the wickets. That is the end of over number 9. In the 9th over, Nigeria get onto the half-century mark. 50 up for the state champions from Nigeria, Kaduna State, on 50 for 1. They still have 9 wickets remaining. But more importantly, they need to score 7.45 runs, 7.5 runs every over. After Frank Akankwasa finishes his spell, it will be a man I like to watch ball. The exciting left arm orthodox Gerard Mubiru is here in the park to bowl from the Ginger Road end. Nice one. Batsman thinking it is short. It straightens after pitching. Another very good ball from Gerard. There's a quick run right under the nose of the captain, Frank Akankwasa. Another chance to run. Poor decision making. Give the ball to the keeper is what is taught in cricket nursery school. Very good stop from square leg there. Gerard lucky not to be punished on that delivery. Cricket is beautiful on a Monday too. Would never have thought that there could be a crowd watching some cricket on a Monday, Dennis. Have the guys not worked today?
I think I'm impressed with the turnout for this particular series. People have been able to make time to come down to the LUGOGO Cricket Over and watch. That is a good sign for things to come, because once the Challenge League B touches down in Kampala, the cricket cranes will need the support of the 12th man to help them stay on top of the table of that ICC Challenge League B.
Looks like the captain, Franco Kankwasa, is happy to let them deal in singles. That's the end of over number 10. We are on to the halfway stage of this second innings. 53 for 1. After, make that 54 for 1 after 10 overs. 78 is what Nigeria need in 10 overs. Just under 8 runs every over. They have firepower. I hope their guns are loaded and they're ready to fire some serious ammunition when the time comes to hit out. Because the type of bowling we're seeing from Uganda spinners, they're keeping things very tight. Here is Mr. Siraje Nsubuga with his last over of his spell. He's gone for 18 in 3. Starts with a dot ball in over number 4. Guided, that is racing down to the boundary. The chase is on from Arnold Otwani. Doesn't reach the boundary. It is stopped.
For Kaduna State to stay in this chase, they need to make sure they don't slow down. They don't slow themselves down and bog themselves. They need to keep scoring runs if they are going to be able to stay with the total. They need to make sure that the asking rate does not get away from them. They don't score so many runs at the back end of the innings. These guys who are in right now are the guys who have been scoring runs for them. So they need them to push them very, very close to that 130 mark, and then maybe they can leave the balance for the other guys who are at the back.
A pair of dot balls from Siraj and Subuga there, shifting the advantage back to Uganda because it's a dot ball game for the bowling unit, whereas the batters have to find some hits. There would have been a very acrobatic take from the captain. He put finger onto it, but it will be written in the scorebooks that that was a dropped chance. And that is the end of over number 11. The score is 58 for 1. Ademola Anikoi and Adeise San in the middle doing the business. But the required run rate, Dennis, moves to 8.2. Left arm orthodox. Gerard Mubiru is back for his second over. Cheeky hit. The chase is on. Volvo stopped. That was racing to the boundary, but there's some industrious field settings that have been set. Zephania supporting from the boundary, telling the men at covers point and backward point, don't give away that single right under your nose. Let's pile the pressure. That was ball on a good length. The batsman could hardly score off it. Played too long on, where Zephania cleans up. Bowling is what the Uganda select side is banking on to give them victory here that will effectively wrap up the T20 series. The neutrals out there following on the YouTube channel of Uganda Cricket must be wishing that the Nigerian state champions can win this one and force an interesting decider tomorrow in the evening. Another very well bowled over from left arm orthodox Gerard Mubiru, who is a first cousin to the Mukasa brothers. He's playing alongside his cousin Roger Mukasa. I can see Lawrence Sematimba fresh from Nepal, sitting right up there in the stands, watching his two relatives play. And another one, Frank Nsubuga, who is in Kawira attending that level 1 course. It has always been a family game, Dennis. How come no one else from your family has played? I know you call Davis Karashan your brother, but surely different parts of Uganda here.
My daughter Jasmine is already playing the game, so surely it is staying in the family and she will be able to carry on the family legacy. But we know siblings are many, even in the Kaduna State team. Isaac and Sylvester Okipe are siblings, and they both played for Kaduna and the national team. We're not short of them in this game. Simon Sesazi and Henry Senyondo both turn out for the Cricket Cranes. They are the brother between them. Lawrence Sempija is the coach for the Victoria Pearls, the assistant coach for the Victoria Pearls team. And their bigger brother, of course, Ronald Semanda, who I played with for quite some time. So there's a lot of sibling connections in the cricket circles. The man was just put in a powerful throw. Jonathan Kiza, the sister Leona Babidi, plays for the Victoria Pearls, who just came back today from Nepal. So the connection is very much in the fraternity. Munir Ismail introduced into the attack here for the Victoria Pearls, for the Uganda select side. And I'm thinking what Frank Akankwasa has decided to do is use his slow bowlers rather than the pace bowlers. The Nigerians don't seem very, very comfortable with the slow bowling options, and that's what they've decided to take.
Munir Ismail, big appeal for run out. Mr. Beka Elonge, senior umpire, has one look and looks away, tells them not out. He looked around, must have been looking around saying, I wish we had the option of a TV umpire. Not here today. There were cries for it yesterday in Kamengo Dennis as well. The provision very expensive in modern cricket, but Nice to see also a man like Elonge, once upon a time a spinning all-rounder for Africa Cricket Club and Ginger. Still in the mix here, doing work as a development officer for Uganda Cricket and umpiring, adding a few more milestones onto his already burgeoning CV. $65 for 1 after 13 overs. Uganda's bowlers continuing to remove the pressure from the ball. Looks like they've pierced it with a safety pin, because the required run rate has crept from 6 to 7 to 8, and now the required run rate is 9.5 runs every over.
Like I mentioned, Innocent, that Uganda made that decision after that first over from Richard Agamire went for over 17 runs. Since then, they haven't introduced any other pacer into the attack. Frank Akankwasa has a lot of resources who can bowl slowly, and decided to take them on. So unless that the Kaduna State batters decide to be brave and try to take on the slow bowling options, that run rate will just keep going up, and in the end it may be impossible or difficult for them to overhaul the total.
Gerard balls it a little short, square leg. Frank Akankwasa sent himself down, and the pickup is sweet, the throw is even better. Just one run from what should have been a bad ball that could have been punished anywhere. Cut to point, but like I said earlier, singles won't matter to the captain. Mir Ismail coming to the attack and showing what you said earlier, him being a batting all-rounder. He is bowled and over for 2 runs, and Gerard Mubiru comes to continue to pile more misery on the Kaduna State batters, who have failed to tuck away the slow bowlers. Flighted, but hit back straight to the bowler. Arguably the best ball in the over from Gerard Mubiru, who has been bowling it on both ends of the wicket. Kaduna State dugout lets out a moan. A moan urging on and rallying on the guys in the middle, Ademola Onikoi and the Deise San, to step on the gas a little more. Come on, boys, was the roar from the dugout. Hopefully the boys can become big boys and hit out a bit and give some entertainment to the guys who did leave office here to come watch this game. 63 runs from 36 balls is what Kaduna State need, with the scoreboard reading 69 for 1 after 14 overs. Required run rate, Dennis, is 10.5 runs.
Adidai is a son trying a cheeky one there, but falls into the trap. Arnold Otwani didn't have to do much, came directly to him and takes a very simple catch. But with the run rate at 10 runs every over, the big shots have to come out now for Kaduna State. The singles, the ones and twos will not be enough. They need to find some steel that is going to make sure it can get deliver a few big blows for them if they are going to overhaul this total. Isaac Danladi, who seemed to be like the aggressor for them, is completely out of the game. He's lying on the physio's table, and there are no signs that he has been repaired to be able to return for the rest of the game.
The fuel prices in Uganda trying to go and soar beyond the 6,000 mark. Looks like Isaac Danladi's engine has just run out of fuel. Munir Ismail celebrates with that phrase that is common around the cricket cranes camp, Esawa Yona. He's been nicknamed that moniker, Esawa Yona Munir Ismail, because he's the man who introduced it once the under-19 team went to the West Indies and he was someone to join the senior team in training. He used to say Esawa Yona. Esawa Yona, for those who don't know the Luganda dialect, means anytime now something is going to happen. Anytime now we could be picking a wicket. It's Esawa Yona as Munir Ismail claims his first of the match and of the series, of his first ball of his second over. He's only gone for 2 runs. Munir Ismail and Jimo Abdul Rahman Adinoy walks into bat. Scoreboard reading 69 for 2. We're into the 15th over. At this stage, Dennis, you feel that Franka Kankwasa is just showing off a little bit, showing the whole world the galaxy of slow bowlers in his side. There were only 2 overs of pace, one bowled by Jonathan Kiza that went for 10, and the opening over that was bowled by Richard Agamire that went for 17. 27 runs from 2 overs, Dennis. Looked like the game would have ended before the 13th over, but the slow bowlers continuing to turn off the lights here at Lugogo, even when the skies are still very open.
Very famous song there by Nelly Furtado, Turn Off the Lights. But I'm thinking that what Sylvester Ope can do is try and send himself in, or his brother Isaac, who we know both can hit the ball very hard, because the 1s and 2s are not enough for them. They want 2, and they should be able to get 2.
Good backup from Uganda's fielders. They were running after that ball in 3s. The backup was from in 2s. Smart cricket. 74 for 2. Can make that 76 for 2 after 15.1 overs. Gerard Mobilu bowling his last. That is hit Dennis Musali to the next town, that is Bugolobi. Big 6. Big 6. Gerard Mobilu pays the price for giving it a little more air and for bowling in the man zone.
Jimo Adinoy, listening to the commentary and knowing that the requirement is now bigger, is close to 10. They will need some big hits, and somehow he finds one that connects for the first 6 of the game. Good work here from Zephania Naitwe. Some hesitation nearly got Jimo in trouble, because there was a yes or no call from his partner Ademola, but he's able to get back in time.
A little cheeky jibes going on from the 2 fielders fielding at the long on and long off boundary. Arnold Otwani, the top order batsman, and Zephaniah Renaitwe. As that ball races to the boundary, successful boundaries for Kaduna State with the required run rate at 10 per over. They get already 11 runs in the over, Dennis. They should keep doing it that way. Earlier, Otwani asking Zephaniah Rachiye Karakasa. I don't know how you say that in English. Because Zephaniah is trying to throw his body all around the park at anything and everything. And there's a lot of there's worry that he could even miss the ball as tries to be super hyper.
Two big overs like this one, Innocent, to drag the game back in the favor of Kaduna State. 4 overs left in this game. 4 overs left in the game and 45 runs required. 45 of 44. And Kaduna State has a lot of resources in wickets, 8 of them. But they will need to come up with some big hits. At least 2 good overs. Then we shall have a game on, especially in the final over. Frank Akankwasa has to go back to one of his pacers. Jonathan Kiza brought back into the attack. We'll wait and see how this one goes.
This could be it. This could be the over where Nigeria state champions say, let's go. They need 11.2 runs and over. 45 from 4. That's just 24 balls. They get their caps on. Yes. Safety first in the game of cricket. Everyone telling Jonathan Kiza, come on, let's mean business. 13 runs for Jimo, who's looked more productive of the two. 13 from 7, scoring at 185%, healthy strike rate. Ademola Onikoi has been going through these innings in gears. He's got 19 from 29. Slapped to Longon. 1 run is not what they need. They need powerful hits that can cross the boundary rope. That was bowled a little slower. Straight to the man. 1 run. Otwani continues to disturb his fellow fielders at the boundary. Telling Sean, you're showing off with your super throws, eh? Backing it up with a cheeky whistle there. It's nice to always have fun in the field, Dennis. You don't play this game because you're going to be paid at the end of the day, or you're going to pick an allowance. You must be able to enjoy the game. If you're not enjoying the game, there's no reason why you should be playing it.
True that, true that. No lies there, Innocent. Always, what they always tell you, work hard, play hard, but do not forget to enjoy the game. If you've had the privilege of playing this game, you know that not everything should be serious. You always need to take time and enjoy the game.
And hopefully our fans out there will enjoy the game as the players enjoy in June 14th to June 28th, Dennis. Traffic is going to come to a stop in Kampala. They will be walking to Lugogo and Chambogo Oval. Big time cricket is coming home, and hopefully it comes home as well, Dennis. French cut. Otwani saw it early. That was a French cut, Dennis, like I want to call it always. You get lucky, sometimes you don't chop it on. The unfortunate days is when you chop it on. They're coming back for the second. The throw is good, not very accurate. They were running very quickly. They have gas to burn, these Nigerians. That is the end of over number 17, 93 for 2. Better over from Jonathan Kiza. It goes for only 6 runs after his first over went for 10. KADUNA State need 39 runs from 3 overs to level the series. Mathematics once again tells me they need 13 runs per over. Is it doable, Dennis? You said they have a lot of firepower in their dugout.
Nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible, Innocent. Sylvester Okpe, the captain, I see him stretching and ready to come on. But Adimola Onikoi, who was also captain, the yellow and green machines, has been there for quite some time and can hit the ball quite a distance. Therefore, if he's able to be brave enough and try and take on Richard Agamire, who was rattled in those first overs, they could be able to create opportunities for themselves. If they get into the final over with at least less than 15 required, it will become very, very interesting what will happen in that final over.
Every dot ball makes things tight. Agamire back, and 2 balls already have gone for just 1 run. And if I told you the required rate was 13 at the beginning of the over, already now the required rate is 14, because there was a dot ball in this 2 balls board already. 14.2. It was early on him. He was late on the shot. Could only hit it as far as the wicket. Dot ball pressure. You want us to have an over, a last over where they need not more than 16. With the batting power they have, they could hit things out of the park. Otwan became a fan in the driver's seat, cheering on Zephania as he stopped that one. Yet he should have offered backup to pick it up and send it off back to the fielder.
Arnold Otwani there cheering on his teammate as Zephania made a lot of ground to try and cut off that ball. Was well hit by Jimo, but this time he plays onto his stumps and Richard Agamire picks up a wicket. But a good cameo there from Jimo. He came in there, delivered a few big blows for Kaduna State, trying to come out, trying to chase down that total of 132. Very well bowled there from Richard Agamire. He hasn't bowled anything full, dragged his length back a little bit, and that made it very challenging for the batters to get under him and try and hit him out of the park. Isaac Okpe, another strong man, is sent in to come and bat for Kaduna State.
Richard Agamire bowling with incisiveness of a man on a mission. Hit for 17 in the first over. And I can tell you, he's only been hit for 3 runs in his next over, the second over. And he restores normal proceedings with the type of bowling he's put on show. 4 runs in that over. That's the end of over number 18. 97 for 3 after 18 overs. Kaduna State need 35 runs from 2 overs, Dennis. 12 balls to be precise. They need 17 runs per over. Jonathan Kiza bowling some military medium pace. Starts with a dot ball. 35 required from 11. I'm still waiting to see the firepower you promised, Dennis. Stronger Isaac Okpe swinging and missing that one. Joined by Ademola Onikoi.
Innocent, I'm warning you because you may annoy Isaac Okpe. Another white ball there from Jonathan Kiza. I think he's trying to ball it away from Isaac Okpe, so that is not in his reach. Some wise words from Arnold Otwani, who tells him to just make sure he's bowling wicket to wicket, rather than trying to bowl outside of stump. Very good effort there from the captain, Fakan Kakwasa, at the boundary. Tried to go for the catch, but when he realized he might be going out of the ground, throws the ball back, and that is good cricket because he's been able to save runs, at least 4 if it was going for 6. It's good awareness from him. Swing and a miss there from Isaac Okpe. Doesn't get any connection on that. $99 for 3. Kaduna State need 33 runs from 10 balls. Another swing and a miss, and a good ball there from Jonathan Kiza. It's now 33 of 9 deliveries.
Big hit. Where is that gone? Java House it is. They need many more like this. Another 5 of them will give them victory. A big hit, getting the scores to cross the 3 magical figures. Isaac Okpe with a mighty 6. 107 for 3. Big appeal for caught behind. The umpire acknowledges yes, there was a nick on the hit. Jonathan Kiza gets his reward after being hit for a 6. Wicket time for Uganda select. Franka Kankwasa. That's Jonathan Kiza on the back. Says, well done, mate. $107 for 3 becomes 107 for 4. Big hit, where does it go? Straight to the side screen. Sylvester Okpe ends the over with the boundary. 111 for 4. Dennis, the score is Nelson. Nelson for 4 after 19 overs. They need 21 runs in the last over. The power of Sylvester Okpe, the captain, and Ademola Nkoi, the former captain of Nigeria, should come on display right about now.
Not an impossible task. We've seen Carlos Braithwaite chase 21 in the last over. But what this means is that the first ball has to at least go for a boundary, whichever it is, either a 4 or a 6, if they're going to be able to catch up with the game.
Even if they decide to do it in 4s, they can still win, because 6 4s is 24 runs and they need 21. First ball up. And yes, 4 runs, Dennis, 5 4s to go.
Do not do anything or go anywhere, because the 5 deliveries, the next 5 balls, could be the most interesting in this series. T20 cricket is full of surprises. The requirement is already the requirement now is 17 runs of 5 balls, and what happens in the next 2 balls could determine how this game ends.
I am praying for 1-6 in one of those 2 deliveries. The situation even gets better, Dennis. 16 required from 5 balls. It means in 4 4s we'll be home, and Nigeria can even win. The state champions from Nigeria can even win with a ball to spare. If you can get 4 4s, they don't even have to necessarily hit 6s. Pressure on Agamire. Wide ball again. 15 runs is what they need from 5 deliveries. 3 boundaries, Dennis. A 6 and 2 4s. And we still have 5 deliveries. So Nigerians champions can win with 2 balls to spare. In rugby, they call this malaria time. And it is effectively so. Unfortunately, the boundary doesn't come. But I can say there's 3 runs off 1 ball, as good as a boundary, because there were 2 wides before this leg by was bowled. So 14 required from 4 balls. A 3 boundary game. Hit straight. Zephania will not give away more than 1.
Sylvester Okpe has been very unfortunate today. This is the 2nd run out in the day. This time with Ademola Nkoi. He's been so unlucky with run-outs. He was run out in the morning. This time again another poor call from his partner gets him run out. But Ademola wasn't in class, because Sylvester, I think, is a better striker of the ball than him. He should have attempted to take 2 runs. Even if they were not able to get that, it would mean that it gets Sylvester on strike and is able to face the remaining deliveries. Pascal Murungi, in our local language, they will say he has laid the ball, because the ball went straight through his long barrier. Seemed like he had a hole through the legs because the ball just went through him. It was so casual going down, and the ball just went through for a boundary. 2 more deliveries left. 9 runs required. Small adjustments in the field here by the bowler Richard Agamire. Brings in the 3rd man and drops. It sends Siraj Nsubuga down there to deep square leg. It's balled, gets him with a very, very good slower ball. Caps it up with a very good celebration there, Richard Agamire.
He's worked hard for that wicket, Dennis. I can tell you. Richard Agamire getting a wicket right there. There were 21 runs required of the last over, Dennis. It was 9 off 2 before Richard Agamire picked that wicket. And that slower ball that scored bravery, Dennis. If it had been a hit, even a miss hit, could have gone to Nakawa quarters, where I used to visit Daniel Young as a youngster to get a free meal at lunch from the Oval here. So very, very courageous for Agamire to bowl that ball and pick a wicket. Last ball coming up, 9 needed. Another slower ball. Throw will be good. The meaning business, these Ugandans. And well, that is it. Game, set, and match. Very good game of cricket. Nigeria show, the set champions continue to show that they are 120, 130 run team. They end on 124 for 6. Losing by 7 runs in this particular match. Go down to Frank Akankwasa and Lawrence Matlane's men by 7 runs, having lost the first one of the day by 7 wickets. Winning margins 7-7, very similar to one of the shortest names that many Ugandans refer to the number 1 citizen of the country. But away from that, I am not a politician. Away from that, it's been a good series here. Final match will go on tomorrow, but we'll look at the scorecards. We'll look at the scorecards for now. Dennis, you can go through the batting scorecard of the Nigerians.
Kaduna State putting on a show, pushing this game up to until the last over when they needed 21 runs for the win. Danladi Isaac was the dangerous one for them. And I think Uganda is very lucky that he retired hurt because he had taken a liking to all the bowling Uganda had offered. But unfortunately, an injury cut short that inning, scoring 24 of 30. Ademola Onikoi falling for 30 of 37. He was there up to until the end. But his challenge is that he couldn't come up with those big hits. The 1s and 2s were not enough. Jimmy Adinoi, the opening bowler for the side, with a good cameo of 19 of 50 of 14 balls. But that's mostly it for the Kaduna State. The bowling for Uganda, despite leaking a lot of runs in his first over, Richard Agamire, he came back very well to back himself, picking 2 wickets for 33. But I think the man who made sure that this inning does not go anywhere was Frank Akankwasa. Bowled 4 overs for only 5 runs and picked up a wicket. He was very, very mean with his bowling. But he also had good support from other slow bowlers. The youngster Monero Ismail giving away 7 runs in his 2 overs and picking up a wicket. Very, very fruitful day for the Uganda select side. They will be back in action tomorrow when they take on the same team in the afternoon for the final T20 game of the series.
And hopefully you can turn up in big numbers to watch that game. The weather should be perfect. Earlier today, the rain trying to play spoil sport, but well, it was all in vain as the gods had mercy on the cricket. And cricket did happen, and cricket did win. Being in the comms box with Dennis Musali, my name is Innocent Daula. we are out for the day. See you tomorrow in the afternoon.